Alrighty, so now we can move on to our configure file so we can get our app configuration going. So let's start with our configure.swift. Okay, so as you can see here, it provides some default um, configuration for our databases and routes, but we will add some extra stuff just to get it going. So, all right, first thing we will need to do is configure our middleware. So we would do app.middleware use, and we'll use our app sessions middleware. Okay. All right, and then afterwards, we have our databases configuration right here. We could just change this actually just to make it a little cleaner and a little bit more clear that we will use a SQL Postgres configuration and with our parameters over here. So as you can see, there's some environment variables here that we can configure later on, but in the meantime, we'll just use optionally use the following here when we do later check our databases and need our host name, port, username, password, and database name. Okay, so other than that, we can move on to the next thing, and that will be for adding our migration. So we will do app.migrations add, and we'll add our create user migration. So we'll do create users. Okay, and then one more migration that we need to add that we created, our WebAuthn, create user web. Let's see, create WebAuthn credential migration. Okay, and then next we need to configure our WebAuthn manager, and we would first import WebAuthn so we can access the library and WebAuthn manager. Okay, so we would do app.webauthn, the instance that we created before, equals WebAuthn manager. Okay, and then we would do WebAuthn manager.config, and then see, fill out the following. Okay, so for a relying party ID, we would add our domain. All right, so in the meantime, we'll keep it blank because later on we would grab the domain from our ngrok URL. So we would just put domain here in the meantime, and then relying party ID, sorry, relying party name, we would just name it NLF API. Okay, and then relying party origin will be our URL for our domains. So just add domain here. Okay, and I believe that should be it for our WebAuthn manager. And then next we will try to configure our app to automatically apply our migrations to create the necessary databases tables and schema changes. Maybe I should put it up here just to, or actually, yeah, let's put it up here. Just keep the migration things together. Okay. All right, and then lastly, we will just register our routes since and we already have that here, so we'll just I think that should be it for all our configuration. Okay, and that's it. And we have our API server configured with a PostgreSQL database backend. Now we can move on to our iOS project and put our API endpoints to use.